Here you go, guys. Remember when I said homeschooling would grow by 10 million people by the end of the year? I think that was about, what, a month and a half, 2 months ago? Here you go. Fox News.
And homeschooling her eldest child. 15 years later, she's homeschooled all 6 of her children. Now, as editor of homeschool.com, she's being besieged with calls as stressed out parents seek alternatives to distance learning and hybrid models.
You know, if it was me, I would just calmly say, that's it, I'm out, I'm going to homeschool.
The Education Department reports that in 2016, 1.7 million American children were homeschooled.
We think there's really closer to 4, maybe even 4.5 million before the pandemic. And I'm pretty sure we're looking at close to 10 million by the end of this year.
If true, that may portend a threat to public education, as local public schools rely for some of their budget on state funding that is dictated in part by enrollment. Adding to public schools' expenses are demands by teachers' unions for safeguards that may be politically unattainable. The American Federation of Teachers, for example, estimates that COVID mitigation efforts would cost $2,300 per student, $116 billion total. And if they don't get it?
Nothing is off the table. Advocacy or protests, negotiations, grievances, or lawsuits, as a last resort, safety strikes.
One measure of the intense resistance to homeschooling, a recent Harvard Magazine article. In it, Harvard Law's director of child advocacy calls for a presumptive ban on homeschooling, calling it dangerous.
Good luck with that.
For many homeschoolers, it's a sentiment that echoes the deteriorating quality of public education.
It's really important right now in America for parents to take a serious look at what the public schools do to kids. They demand conformity.
This week, Senator Rand Paul.
So take a look at the link in the video notes below here and see the article that I wrote and put out about 2 weeks ago on this subject and see how that matches now.